Indian Army is known as one of the most professional armies in the world. Perseverance in the face of heavy odds, selfless devotion to duty and supreme sacrifice in battle makes it an ultimate combat arm. The role of the army is to preserve sovereignty, territorial integrity and unity of India. And its secondary role is to assist the government to cope with proxy war and internal threats, participate in UN peacekeeping operations, assist friendly foreign countries on request. The history of India is replete with examples of the patriotism, courage and fortitude of the soldiers. The army has remarkable martial traditions that go back almost 5,000 years. The Indian soldier has always carried on his shoulders the onus of gaining enemy ground and the burning desire in his heart to win every battle and to proudly hoist the tricolour on captured army territory. A responsibility that he has ably and proudly shouldered over the centuries. A task that he has heroically fulfilled in every war that has been fought. Pride of the Pelton, that is what keeps the army man going through all the trials and tribulations that he routinely goes through. He is bound to his regiment and rich customs, traditions and rituals. The unique regimental system of the Indian Army gives both officer and soldier a deep sense of belonging and identity. With Naam, Namak and Nishan resounding in his ears, the army man is taught to fight to the death for the izzat of his Pelton and the colours of his regiment. The army performs its duties true to its ethos and dedication to the motherland, safeguarding national interest, integrity, sovereignty, and controls separatist counter-insurgencies. The hallmark of a good soldier entails having a sense of responsibility, professional expertise, and loyalty to the nation and the army. Training and more training. That is what every soldier is always doing. When the army is not waging a war, it is training for one. The training he undergoes prepares his body and mind to assume the mantle of responsible leadership. Living off the land to route marches on dry rations, multiple weapon expertise to banner drill, sophisticated equipment used to barehanded combat, unmatched physical strength and stamina to razor-sharp tactical strengths. Today's soldier has all this. He is transformed into a man for all seasons, a soldier yet a messiah. He is ubiquitous, resourceful, active in conflict and in peacetime. A combination of intelligence, courage and determination. Indian Army maintains its age-old ethos, values and traditions as an apolitical, secular and humane force. The Army of today is structured into combat and combat support arms and services. The major fighting force of the Army is the infantry, the fighting and territory hold foot soldiers who constitute the cutting edge and always remain in the forefront in battle, both in offensive and defensive operations. The mechanized forces comprising the armored and mechanized infantry forces, tracing their origins in the oldest fighting force of the world, the horsed cavalry, are the combat arms of decision through swift maneuver and firepower, battle-winning forces indeed. Combat support arm of artillery delivers the power through its long-range guns and rockets, supporting maneuvers of both infantry and mechanized forces on ground, enabling them to win decisive victories. The air defense, as the name itself signifies, provides defense from air attacks through their air defense guns and missiles, both in mobile and static operations. The combat engineers carry out combat bridging, construct defenses, lay protective minefields, prepare helipads in all types of terrain, besides providing water supply to all the forces deployed in operations. The Corps of Signals is the provider of the pivotal line and radio communication to the entire army and act as true force multipliers through their capability of waging electronic warfare and providing net centricity to the force. Army Aviation, the aviation wing of the Army, carries out aerial recce and observation, besides being an important factor in anti-tank warfare and flying logistic and special missions. In order to maintain combat and combat support arms in fighting drill condition, the Army has service providers who form the backbone of maintenance and upkeep in the most trying conditions. The Army Service Corps is pivotal to the supply of food, fuel and ammunition, using both mechanized and animal transport in the most inaccessible of areas and most challenging conditions. The Army Ordnance Corps provides all kind of armament, equipment, spares and ammunition to all the arms and services. It has the largest inventory ever known to mankind. Corps of Electronic and Mechanical Engineers maintains and ensures operational fitness of electrical, mechanical, electronics, medical, aviation and optical equipment of the Army, besides providing repair and recovery of all equipment during war and peace. The Army Medical Corps provides medical care and comprehensive health care to the entire force, both during war and peace. Whenever the soldier in uniform comes in contact with the citizen he has sworn to defend, it is in a time of crisis, and this crisis is not always military. Be it flood relief or drought, earthquake or other natural calamity, the dropping of food and medicine packets or the evacuation of stranded accident victims or law and order situations and maintenance of essential services. The Army has always shouldered this side of its responsibility too. Indian Army, when a soldier is not fighting or training, he has time for sport. And here too, he leads from the front. From microlight flying to Olympic hockey, from skydiving to mountain climbing, from whitewater rafting to hot air ballooning, from athletics to adventure sports. In every field of sport, they have excelled and have had their share of international quality champions and Arjun awardees. It has always held the nation's flag high, whether it be the hockey wizardry of Major Dhyan Chand or the Olympic medals of Colonel Rajyavardhan Rathore. At war or in peace, at the country's borders or deep within, with the force of arms or with the power of personality, it is this, the gallant army man, who stands unwavering at his post. The spirit of the Indian Army, nurtured in the regiment, honed by training, tested in sport and tried in battle, is what keeps him going to his quest for the glory of his army and the honor of his country.